I've been investing $250 every week for a few months now. That was actually the reason why this entire channel was created. I'm a day trader. I've been doing that for a long time. I have an entire community in Discord for that. If you're interested, check out some of the links. But long-term investing is something that I've always been passionate about. It's something that I help people like my mom with, my family, just people in general. I think it's much more accessible, and it's my passion to do that. When I was evaluating my finances, I came up with a very simple question. Like, I used to use mint.com, which went under. There are other very similar services, by the way. This isn't the point of that. But I'm also a software engineer. I use ChatGPT quite a bit. And I was like, wait a second, I could just download my bank statement, throw it into ChatGPT, and have it tell me where I can save money. And that's exactly what I did. So I downloaded my bank statements from chase.com, threw it in the ChatGPT, and I'm not gonna go into full details, but I'll show you kind of the end result of that. So we can see recurring notable expenses, right? There's things from Top Step Trader, because I'm a trader, AT&T, Geology, which is face care, some tech stuff, Midjourney, T-Mobile, it's my phone bill, stuff like that. And I actually did this for a few different accounts. So the key here is turning it into an investment. I didn't do this math, right, manually. ChatGPT did this math for me. But the question that I asked was, okay, so I said, if I stopped spending the money on these bills, right, basically canceled these subscriptions and started investing that money over the long term, how much would that be worth? And ultimately, we get some interesting line charts like so, right? Looks like this. Pretty interesting, but the total value was the really, really cool part. So let's look at this last paragraph here. It's kind of the point of all of this, and you can do this with ChatGPT yourself. I said, what is the total value of the 10% curve at year 15? So if I took this money, invested it at 8 to 10%, it gave me both outcomes. I said, just add up the total value of the 10% curve after 15 years for every one of these. And the total was $348,000 and some change. Now, I can't cancel all of these. Some of these are tools that I use, but I did this for multiple accounts. And what I found is that there was $50 of savings per month. And I decided to not just add that to my real long-term account, I'm gonna add it to this Robinhood account. Let's go back to it. Just cracked $8,000. And instead of doing $250 a week, I'm up to $300 a week off of real savings, right? So I actually went and canceled some subscriptions that turned into an additional $50 per week after I, did the math on my monthly savings. Really, really powerful. So what do we have in this account and why is this so important to do? First and foremost, my primary holding is VOO. So you can see here that I do have some calls that I bought on Spirit Airlines. That's just speculative. Ignore that. I have some shares of AMD that I've been buying. I'm really bullish on AMD and kind of GPU manufacturers in general as AI becomes more and more prominent. But my primary holding is this Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, right? And this is the thing that's going to give you that theoretical 8 to 10%. I have to say theoretical because we can't promise returns, right? Really, when you invest in the S&P 500, you're investing in America. Trust me, guys, I get it. I have a lot of qualms, criticisms with this country that I love. Okay, and that's because I love it, just like everybody else I love in my life, right? We have a lot of criticisms and, honestly, ways that we wish we could improve the relationship. But nonetheless, I live here. It's the strongest economy on earth. And when we talk about long-term investing, when people throw out the math about retirement, they're always implying the S&P 500 at these historical 8 to 10% returns. A lot of people don't say that, but that's where that number comes from, right? By investing in the S&P 500 and assuming that it's going to do what it's done. Okay, they always say prior performance doesn't predict blah, 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 blah. But then it's like, why are you investing if you're not looking at prior performance to make decisions? That's literally the only data we have in the past. So use the data that's there. Now, if it does better or worse, well, we'll deal with it. My simple rule of thumb is it's better to have money, right? Say we only do 4% a year instead of the alternative. Well, how do you think everybody else is doing? Probably worse, right? And you still have money. Cash is king, right? An unoptimized $3 million is better than somebody who was super specific and crazy with their money and, has $20, right? See what I'm saying? So I've got 7.542566 shares at an average cost of $513. See, the market value is $4,000. So it's literally 50% of my portfolio. Total return is up $200. And not very diverse for portfolio diversity. The thing is, this ETF is the diversification, right? So it is buying the entire market. When you do this, as you recall, right, we can go back to ChatGPT and ask it what the total value of this. I would say, what is the total future value of an account if I invest $300 every week at 15% annualized over, let's say, 30 years? Okay, so we'll let it do its thing. It's gonna think, right? Highly recommend using this, by the way. I used to use a calculator on like invest.gov. I think ChatGPT is a great tool because you can tell it to show its work. So for those of you who don't have a math background, right? I'm pretty good at math, I'll be honest. If you're not, use ChatGPT, right? Use the tools that are available to you. A lot of people look at AI as like, oh, we gotta like do something crazy with it. Just ask it to explain things that you don't understand. It's very, very useful. So it prints out the formula, which is nice. Seems there is a persistent issue. So let's just copy this and we'll start a new chat. And we'll hit paste. So what is the total future value of an account if I invest $300 every week at 15% annualized over 30 years? Hopefully that works. So the total future value of the account if you invest $300 every week at an annualized return of 50% over 30 years will be approximately $9.2 million. So $300 every week, a little over $1,200. So 3 times 4, there's 4 weeks in a month. 3 times 4 is $1,200. Okay, and let's just ask it, can you graph this? Let's just say as a line graph from year 0 to 30, and also show me 8% annualized returns as well. So it's gonna go through, it's gonna spit out a graph. Really, really powerful stuff. I will say it's worth figuring out the math on this, guys, right? It's gonna allow you to understand investments. As you navigate life, people are gonna come to you with opportunities, right? And they're gonna say, yeah, you'll get a 15% ROI. It's nice to understand what the period of time is for their ROI, okay? Are you getting it in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, right? They'll throw back things like payback period, right? How long does it take for you to get your money back? All of these are key factors in deciding what to invest in. And I would say as a long-term focused investor, you need to make decisions that fit your lifestyle. People are gonna come on here on the internet and say, this is better than that, or this is better than this. And something I can tell you that I've learned is that in general, just having money is the best goal, right? I know people who have made money in so many different ways, and you will eventually arrive at some point, right? Once you've accumulated some nugget of wealth, where you start to focus on, wealth retention and things like that. And you'll look to common vehicles like real estate or whatever, whether you like real estate or not, right? But your primary goal should be finding cash flow vehicles and investments that make sense for your lifestyle and your cash flow needs, right? It's not easy to always have money tied up forever, blah, 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 blah. So things like that. But this is done thinking. So let's take a look at this graph. So 50% annualized returns. Wait, why did I say 15%? It's actually crazy. Can you show me a graph for 8 and 10%? So I just realized 50% would be crazy, but it's 8 and 10%, 10% guys. This is what happens when you're thinking live. So we'll let ChatGPT do its thing. Should be 10%. So the number's gonna be a lot less than 10 million. It's still gonna be a couple million, but let's see what it is, right? Here's a line graph comparing the future value of weekly investments over 30 years at 8 and 10% annualized return rates. The graph highlights how even a small increase in the return rate significantly impacts the future value over time, right? So it comes out to about 3 million. So I can say, what is the total value after 30 years for 10%, and this is going to be that actual number. So if you watched to the end of this video, you'll see that I fixed my mistake. I know some of you are going to blow me up in the beginning. I'm actually not going to refilm this because it's better to be honest. Yeah, so right around 3 million. That's much more realistic. 9 million, there was a thought in the back of my head. I was like, wait, that seems way too high, but I'm like quadruple tasking here. So a good example of how you can use ChatGPT to do this math for you. 8 to 10%, guys, is the standard kind of future looking expectation for S&P 500. Of course, can't guarantee all of that, right? I have to put the disclaimer, this is not financial advice, right? Make your own decisions, do your own research, use this as an input in your decision making more than anything else. But I can tell you this, right? If you do start investing now, you will have money over time. And you can see I started this account from 0, it's up to $8.2 thousand. I was thinking of what I want to do with this. I think what I'm going to do with this account is I'm going to buy a supercar. So if we keep doing this as a series from 0 to whatever, then I was going to like invest it, but I might just spend it on like some supercar eventually far in the future that maybe won't depreciate. I don't know. What should I spend this money on, guys? What is a reasonable target at? I'm gonna go to at least 100K, right? Which isn't supercar money, but I could go further than that. If I keep finding more money and adding more to my weekly contribution, it could get pretty crazy. Just really start snowballing this thing. I don't know. I'm excited to share the journey of this account with you. Something I've thought about doing for a long time. I don't know why I didn't start it earlier. It's just one of those things, really the consistency and just doing this content is the hardest part of this. The investing part is easy. It's just doing the update videos and all that. Nonetheless, thanks for watching. Check out my show, Your Relationship with Money, where I talk about people's relationships with money, their story of their life and how they navigate through it. Trying to bring those insights to you and a lot of other cool stuff planned on this channel. See you in the next video. Peace outside.